Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, but at some point you feel like nothing is working out? Like you're putting this huge amount of effort, and for some reason there is these forces holding you back, and you don't know like why I'm not moving the needle, like why I feel like I'm so stuck.
Yes.
So this happened quite often to me or to a lot of people out there, that you start this new project and you get excited, you feel like, all right, so I'm going to get this done.
Yeah.
I'm going to lose weight, or I'm going to change for some reason, get a new job, right? Or move to a new neighborhood. And everything that you're trying to do, you get excited, but then you're doing the work for 2-3 days, 5 days a week, and all of a sudden you just get up in the morning and you're like, man, nothing's really working out.
Right.
And then you just feel depressed, you feel sad, and then you're just gonna, well, I was getting up at 6, and then now your alarm goes off, and then you're gonna snooze for another 10-15 minutes, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna sleep a little longer.
Yeah.
Because I'm tired, been putting in so much work lately, but nothing is happening. So you sabotage yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So this is a constant battle that we all have, that we need to figure out how to get out of that loop.
Right.
That is a trap.
Right. Well, that's because, Ken, we don't take the time to celebrate the small momentum, the small movements that we're making.
Yeah, and they're hard to see.
They
when you're doing the work. You have these little wings.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's nothing.
Right. Because they don't feel like anything. When we see people on like social media and they're like showing their fancy car or their fancy big new house they got, or whatever, like you're seeing the end result.
Right.
You're not seeing all the small movements, the small momentum, the small accomplishments that went into that big accomplishment. Right. You're not seeing the little tiny wins that went into that.
Yeah, all the effort that was put before.
Right,
to get that accomplished.
Yeah.
That's
why the experts say to celebrate the small wins along the way, because otherwise you do feel stuck and you do feel depressed and you do feel like you're not moving the needle, and that leads to people quitting before it's even really begun, before the snowball has started to form.
Yeah. And so what do you suggest? So like for us, we have a schedule. Like you have to build some sort of a schedule to work around it.
Yeah.
And kind of see, all right, so I got this accomplished, check. I get this accomplished, check.
But that's why I keep that schedule on our desk. I bought that write-in calendar so we could like literally write in every day the things that we need to get done for that day, and we check them off. Well, I check them off. I need like a physical reminder every day, something I can see and check off and mark to show me the progress that I am making.
Yep.
And still, it does feel like I'm not moving the needle, because it just feels like these tiny little things. Well, yes, I came up with an episode idea today, and yes, I made some new listings today for our e-commerce store, and it feels like, okay, well, big deal, Kim. Great, congratulations, But it does help a little bit, I will say. It is not like this overwhelming feeling where I'm like, get so excited, but at the end of the week, when I look back at the list and I'm like, oh, okay, we got a lot accomplished today.
Right.
So if I didn't do it that way and look at all the accomplishments at the end of the week, I would feel like I haven't gotten anything accomplished.
Right.
So.
But then the brain is just like, all right, so you're doing a lot of work. You're putting a lot of things together for the week.
Yeah.
We're in the same spot.
Yeah.
Are you getting more money in your bank account? Are you getting let's say maybe more followers, or are you getting more orders? Or if you are, let's say, maybe your goal is to lose weight.
Right.
And then after a week, you're like, all right, so I'm going through all this diet, trying to eat well, trying to eat healthy. And then at the end of the week, you're like, all right, nothing's happening, or maybe half pound.
Well,
and that's why you're gonna think like, all right, so half pound, okay, for all the effort I did for the whole week.
Yeah, well, it's the compound effect, right? Like you have to. When I was doing my Pilates classes every day, I went to classes 5 days a week for like over 3 years. I don't even know what it was until I got injured.
Yep.
But I looked back at pictures because I knew like I was gradually feeling a little bit better, but I really didn't think that my body was looking better. But then I looked at pictures before I started Pilates versus what it was like when I was going 5 days a week. And I was like, oh, well, now I can see the progress.
You can see the progress, right.
But I couldn't really see it in the moment. But that's, because you see yourself every day and whatever. So you don't like recognize the big change. But, with like Pilates again, like they have an app and it tracks like every day that you went. We're as humans, we're built that way. Our brains are built for survival, not for progress.
Not for progress, yeah.
They're built for more like for scanning for threats or problems or things that need our immediate attention. It's not built for looking for these big wins, so that's kind of what makes us stay stuck.
Yeah, but again, your body or your brain is just like, hey, are you gonna do this again?
Yeah.
There's no reward.
Right.
Like really all that effort for this, for nothing.
Right.
And then that's when you feel like quitting. It's like you with Pilates just to be more fit.
Right, exactly.
Your brain doesn't really like, oh, well, no. It's, it just takes time and takes work.
Yeah. That's why at dinner sometimes I'll take, if somebody in like you or I or we or the kids or whomever had something halfway decent happen that day, whatever it is, like I will take the time and do like a toast, or I'll say like, I'll just like make note of whatever it is and take the moment to celebrate it and just take a moment to acknowledge it, whatever it is. Like,
the big win of the day.
Yeah, or Karsten, congrats on your perfect attendance award and congrats on being El Presidente of the president of the ambassadors, congrats on that, or something to our daughter, on being on the dean's list, the principal's list.
Yeah, we try to focus on the good wins, because we know that the brain always have this kind of trap.
Yeah.
All right, the small wins mean nothing.
Yeah.
But no, you have to really, pause for a second, see what happened during the day, and then can acknowledge those. Yeah. And then, okay, I got that. Now what's next? So that's very, really, very important to keep the motivation high.
It's just like when we got the first 50 downloads of our podcast, we posted it on Facebook, and it felt a little silly, but it was like, no, we started with zero.
With zero, yeah. So exactly. So that's when I posted it. I thought, you have a doubt in that's nothing. But this is the thing, all right, you have to celebrate those little wins because more is coming.
Yeah.
If you don't take those
and be grateful.
How do you expect to have more?
Right.
You know what I mean? Where you're not even celebrating those little wins. So again, it's just like a little step for me. All right, that's one step. Mm-hmm. What's next, right? Mm-hmm. And they continue doing the work and just trying to avoid to don't fall into the brain's trap to trying to find the quick reward. I know you need 1 million downloads today to really,
move the
for
needle.
Your brain now to kind of release the chemicals and be like, oh yeah, now this is how we're having a party.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, so we're putting the work and people are loving it out there. So we're excited.
Yep.